and welcome to another episode of Laura K. Buzz Reacts to Wandering Sun, Haruro Musuka. It's that show that I watched once 15 years ago now, and came out as trans that same day, and then didn't watch for the following 15 or so years, and we're coming back and revisiting to see what there is to learn with 15 years of hindsight and additional context of transition, going back and looking at maybe not a perfect piece of work, but definitely a piece of work that was pivotal in my coming out. This is episode 9. We are 2/3 of the way through the series. It is 12 episodes total of the anime. After we finish the anime, maybe I read the manga and we do like a little follow-up episode at some point talking about like some of the additional context that I'm aware of. But for now, we are just looking at the anime in its own context, because 15 years ago, that's all I saw of it and that's all I knew of it. So we're going to jump in. Also, I'm a little bit sniffly today. I apologize in advance. So, here we go. Oh, we're doing the boys' uniform. I'll be fine, I know it. So I was saying this last episode, we're 2/3 of the way through. We like, you know, if we split this evenly, this should be Act 3. And we've had a couple of episodes now where we've been tiptoeing around characters being ready to present in front of more people. Takatsuki's been like right on the edge of dressing in the boys' uniform at school. Nitori has not been so obviously close there, but obviously has been dressing femme with new girlfriend, for example. I'd been hoping that Act 3 was gonna be we cross that line and start seeing some of how that plays out. I'm surprised you texted me right away. Sorry. For what? You want to model? No. Do you mind if I hang out with Nitori? Why would you care? Yeah, so if I remember right, a couple of episodes ago, Nitori started dating this girl, and as soon as Takatsuki found out, his response was like, "Oh, I should stop hanging out with you now, Nitori." And it seemed like Takatsuki still had some romance feelings, and thought that the two of them hanging out would be bad if Nitori was dating someone. Let our trans mask here have his trans femme. Let them have their little trans friendship. That's perfectly healthy. Yeah, go right ahead. Yeah, why was that going to be a problem? You're really going to ask for permission for that? We're completely fine. Ah, yes, the gender-neutral transition bag of the over-the-shoulder messenger bag. Friend to trans women and trans men alike as a transitionary item of, yeah, anyone of any gender could have this style of bag. Slowly zooming in on the mirror. What is that? Hey, wait. Changing to summer uniforms today. That's not what they mean by that. Oh, it's the date where everyone's going to be wearing slightly different uniforms anyway, and you'll use... That's honestly a really good opportunity to change to the boys' uniform. I like that. That's nice. I'm fine. Yeah, you are. I'm glad we're finally crossing this tipping point. I really hope this episode is also the episode where we see Nitori having that tipping point as well, because I really want to get a good 3 or 4 episodes, like a good third to a quarter of this show, where we actually explore, fuck it, I'm in, what are the consequences of that? Anyway, let's skip the intro. Okay, you're gonna walk to school together. Look, if I think if there's anything that's gonna give Nitori the confidence, it would be this. And I know that, like, it's gonna be a bigger mental hurdle. It's gonna be a bigger hurdle to cross for Nitori, because, like, let's be honest about the dynamics at play here. For someone trans mask to start wearing the boys' uniform, there is more interpretive room for, oh, you just find it more comfortable, oh, you're just a bit of a tomboy. Society has a lot more ways to act as if someone assigned female wearing masculine clothing isn't a big deal, or is in some way positive or aspirational, whereas stereotypes around femininity being a negative mean that someone assigned male at birth, presenting feminine, is always going to be read less favorably and applied with more scrutiny. So it is going to be easier for Takasuki here than it is for Nitori, but I also think Nitori is never going to make that step without seeing Takasuki make it first. Come on. I want to see Takasuki and Nitori, like, have a conversation about this properly. All ninth grade teachers they didn't notice. Are you nervous? Yeah. You there. Where's your ribbon? Takatsuki having the stop of, oh no, have I been caught? Oh no, it's about someone else. Hooray! And again, see, for all the reasons Takatsuki's going to have a much easier time with this step, having a friend who's also, known to from time to time wear the boy's uniform is like a very specific kind of solidarity that I don't like. As much as Nitori has Takatsuki as like, hey, we're not the only one wearing not the gendered uniform that would be expected of us, I think it would be a very different thing if Nitori had a friend who was already wearing the girl's uniform. I think that, like, that's a different degree of support. Ah, you look so cool. You look so awesome. Hooray. Katsuki, that's the kind of stunt Sarashina would pull. Why call it a stunt? You let one of the other students get away with doing this already. Why make it a big deal? Like, why is this a stunt? It's hurting no one. Did you think it'd make you look cool? This is such bullshit. The gendering of you have to wear this set of clothes because we've decided it, regardless of what you want, is such a bullshit move. Takatsuki, you have someone in your corner. Stick with this. Because Nitori's never going to have the confidence to come out. If you, like, unless you power through this, Nitori's not going to have that confidence to do so too. Even if right now I'm just copying Chi. No, you're not. You're doing what you want to do, and that's great. Did you buy that uniform? Oh, it was a gift. Don't you like the girls' uniforms? I don't like them at all. Yeah. That's the thing to make it about. Like, if you're trying to make this fight, I think the best way to put it is just, I do not like that uniform. And this is another version of the school uniform that I would far rather prefer. It is, I'm wearing school uniform, following school uniform codes. I hate that uniform, but I will abide by the fact that the school has uniform codes I'm supposed to follow. Like, you make it about the fact that I'm finding a compromise by which I will follow the rules. You really look like a guy, Takatsuki. Yeah, people are going to make a big... I was going to say, people are going to make a big deal, but so far, I just paused on, you look awesome. I'm glad that this is the response Takatsuki's getting. I can't... Look, I've said this many times during this reaction series. I remember so little of the specifics of this, because by about episode 3, I was, like, bawling with tears and having my own gender crisis and not really paying that much attention to what was happening in front of me while I was just thinking through gender. So I remember so little of this, but I do have a sinking feeling in my stomach that Nitori would not get this kind of positive reaction And I don't know how much of that is just to do with my own knowledge of the different ways that uh, stereotypes around gender impact perceptions. Chiba. I'm not surprised. She already made a big fuss about it. Your collar. Man, I really think you and Takasuki would make a good couple. You probably would, but you gotta come out first. You like I think that's the missing link is that I've said this before. I think Takatsuki just didn't want a relationship until you both had gotten through that hurdle of presenting publicly. Didn't you think she looked great? Hey, Nitori. Takatsuki. Chiba's right, you were up there. See, this is what we need. We need Nitori to see Takatsuki just absolutely thriving. It's not about those moments of like I'm having to like be stoic and not act like I'm being gawked at in the classroom. It's the hey, I'm just chilling and I've had a great day. Let's go on a date. Ooh, I guess I shouldn't call it that. Let me just go to Yuki's place. You definitely shouldn't call it that. You missed your chance to call it that. Go to Yuki's place. And how about this Sunday? Oh, I'm kind of busy. Fine, we'll have to go some other time. Natsuki really is cool. Great that Anna's okay with it. And why would Anna not be okay with it? Friendships outside of a romantic relationship should be perfectly fine. And beyond that, it should be actively encouraged for your little trans support group friendship. Cool, but... Also, why do I not believe that Nitori is busy on Sunday? I think this is making an excuse. Because you're ashamed that you aren't out at school yet? Like, what is it? Anna. No.
The sun was bright in a blue sky, but the boy could not see it.
I want to meet that chick you were with. Oh, this is the old bully that wants to meet the adult trans woman? Yeah, we didn't get any real insight. He texted Nitori last episode out of the blue. Wasn't clear how he got Nitori's number. And it's so unclear to me, like, whether it's, like, genuine interest or this is to try and out Nitori. I don't know what to make of you. You've been introduced. How about this Sunday? Oh, this is why Nitori... Okay, Nitori is busy on Sunday. This character's been introduced right as we were about to enter the final third, essentially the third act, if we evenly pace it. Which would be the right time to introduce, like, a climactic villain of the piece. Just thinking about, like, narrative pacing. Be there about 1 o'clock. Sorry to bother you, Yuki. Yeah, he can come. That boy needs to be more careful. Oh. Oh, is this Takatsuki coming here despite the fact that Nitori said it'd be busy on Sunday? Did you not believe Nitori? Or, what are you doing here? This is none of your business. Oh. Oh. Takatsuki and Yuki said, "Hey, Nitori, do you want to come do something Sunday?" And Nitori is using that as an excuse to go, "Cool. If you're gonna meet up with Yuki, I'll come meet up as well with this person, so that there is a larger group, so that there is some degree of defense of how this could play out." And Nitori's bodyguard. Yeah, you're not presenting femme because presumably, yeah, okay. You, a bodyguard. A chick bodyguard. You nuts? You two are going out, aren't you? Nope. Nitori has a girlfriend. What? No way. What the heck are you guarding him for if he has a girlfriend? Oh, don't do the slow motion fall on the. Don't do this shot with trans man character. That's that feels very that feels like a very cis shot to have done. Why did you want to meet a transsexual? Well, it's not like I need. Okay, yeah. So we're acknowledging up front. Hey, you've clocked that she's trans, and that's specifically why you want to meet her. Is this so? One of the things I theorized about when this conversation first came up, maybe a couple of episodes ago, was, is this, I bullied you for being too girly, but that was a defense mechanism. I was dealing with my own trans thoughts. I want to let bygones be bygones, and I want to meet this trans person so I can maybe come out. Oh, are you going to end up being Nitori's, like, the two of you come out at the same time? Asexual. He used to be a man. Did he? Oh no, did he not know? Wake up, I'm tired, we have guests. Also, I live with him. What did you need? I just thought you were pretty. Now, see, I think what we're meant to read here is, I think the surface is we're meant to read that this is, I am attracted to you, but it's the whole, do I want to be with you or do I want to be you? Thing that a lot of trans people end up wrestling with. I don't think this is he's attracted to her. I think this is, you are very pretty. How do I look like you? But I am ashamed to admit that that's the question. What's with you? Is your family with the mob or something? I didn't think you'd have a surprise like that for me. Well, and what's with your relationship? Well, that you asked to meet an adult woman because you thought, like, what was your plan? Like, if you were attracted to her, there's no world in which this adult woman is going to be like, ah, you find me pretty? Well, relationship begin. Like, what did you... I'm so confused by his motives. I'm so confused by what he wants. But what's up with your relationship? Yeah, the two of you are going to need to eventually talk this out. I was talking with Yuki and asked if Nitori could come over. Sorry. Didn't listen to Doi's ideas. Can I ask you something weird? Did you buy the lingerie you were looking at? I'm wearing it right now. Isn't it constricting? Nah, if anything, it makes me feel more comfortable. I think it's weird that Nitori is describing this as lingerie, because if I remember right, this was essentially a binder. If I remember right, this is basically a binder that we're talking about. And yeah, if anything, it makes me feel more comfortable, isn't it constricting? Yeah, like, lingerie is a really weird word to use for something that, as best I can tell, was on the line between a sports bra and a binder. Comfortable? Yeah, emotionally. Yeah, is this what we were meant to get from the falling over on the subway? It's not head on breasts. It was meant to be, I hit your chest and it was surprisingly flat. I'm realizing that you're binding. Is this more than cross-dressing? I guess is what we were meant to get from that.
いいな。
That sounds nice.
ありがとう。
Thanks for thinking I'm pretty.
すげえ
Okay.
男の美人って想像つかね
I never even imagined a guy could be that hot. No! She's a woman! That's the whole fucking point.
え。わかんね
Don't get it.
え。お前ちょっと女に
Dude, you should try being a chick. Yeah, this is what I was wondering. Was he gonna turn out weirdly supportive? Is this, I've clocked that you've got a pretty trans adult in your life. Clearly you've got some stuff going on. Was this just, I want to meet a trans person and be like, you are as pretty as I thought you were? Attractiveness as a trans person can be achieved. Maybe I encourage you, Nitari, to do the thing you clearly want to do. Why do I feel like this guy maybe wants, maybe is a bit of a, I don't know if even, like, chase is the right word, but just kind of wants Nitari to come out and then would maybe be kind of into Nitari.
なんで
別に
I just want to see
ちょ
it.
っと見てみたいから。
Yeah, is old bully gonna weirdly be the support system that encourages her to come out? Huh. Let's walk.
あまたかよおめえはよ。
I would kind of love it if old bully ends up being the one to be like, hey, if anyone tries to, like, bully you or pick on you for coming in the girl's uniform, I will kick their ass. I will bully them the way I used to bully you if they try and mess with you.
どうして僕のことならばご心配なく。
Worry not about me. Tomorrow morning I'll be found on another corner. Okay, we're doing another school play. You are like a fawn, your footing unsure. That is a apt description of Nitari.
そうか、小鹿のように軽やかに。
Supposed to be fleet as a fawn.
すみません。
Yeah, you are just talking about Nitari.
どうしてドキドキしてる。
Why is my heart pounding? Because you
誰
know
もいねえの。
that time is coming for you to just do it, for you to just come out. Stop worrying about it.
撮影だから。
Okay, sister has a shoot. She'll be home late.
ふんなあ、
Hey,
もう入っていい？
come in.
うん。
The longer we lingered on that closed door, the more I was wondering if we were supposed to imply that, yeah, this feels like he has the hots for Nitari. Like, the way it's being shot is weirdly intimate.
お前マジ可愛いな。
Geez, you're cute.
てか何これ？
What's this? A wig?
あ、
Yeah.
ふん
I hope this isn't about romance or attraction. I hope this is the most charitable reading of it, which is just, I can see that this is genuinely good for you, and I will kick the ass of anyone who tries to hurt you to make up for the fact that I used to bully you. Come to school dressed like this.
これで学校来いよ。
Come on, please respond with, like, I'll beat up anyone who makes fun of you. Takasuki came dressed like a guy, right? Yeah. If the school's gonna let, you know, Chiba and Takatsuki come in the boys' uniform, they have no legitimate standing to stop you coming in the girls' uniform. Green eye.
魔法、明日の支度、じ
Oh, you need to get ready for tomorrow. Why, what's happening? You're going to your grandparents. Please tell me this is it. Please tell me this is the day. Okay. Nidori doesn't, like, have a girl's uniform on hand. You know who does have a girl's uniform that would probably be the right size and that isn't needed right now? Takatsuki. Because that was my pondering, is like, Takatsuki's had the Chekhov's gun of the boys' uniform since, I think, episode 1. Yeah, Nidori couldn't have been the first one to break the gender binary, as it were, because she was going to need Takatsuki to come out first so that the girl's uniform was freed up. Don't worry about it. Hey, do you still dress up like a girl? Not really anymore. Oh. He also gonna say, yeah, did Maho get mad? He's always mad. Is it gonna be someone else saying, you looked cute that way? I think I'm trying to work out how to word this. I do think part of what Nichiri is gonna need to present them in front of school friends is weirdly a support network of guys at school. People who are perceived as having masculine clout, willing to go, nah, Nichiri looks cute like this, back off, don't be a prick. Like, I think there is a certain degree of, in order for someone presumed male to present female, there needs to be a degree of, the people most likely to make fun of you are men. Here are some men who are willing to put their masculinity on the line to bat for you. She's like that. Okay, so staying with the grandparents. 2 girls, how lovely! My family is all boys and it's so dull. Having girls must be nice. Those early... So, as lovely as it is when you're first coming out to have those moments where you have made an effort to present as the gender that you are, and people perceive it, that's great. When you've made an effort to be, say, perceived as female, and are perceived as female when you're making an effort, that's lovely, it's affirming. There's weirdly a different kind of affirmation that is in some ways more precious, which is those early moments where you've not made any effort to specifically outwardly signal, please read me as female, and you get read as female anyway. Those moments feel very genuine. They feel like something innate or inherent has been seen without you even having to try making it visible. And those are some of the moments in early transition that I remembered most fondly. Moments of you saw it regardless. Okay. Thanks for my graduation gift. Here's something in return. Which would you like, juice or tea? Yes, we did end up staying the night. I've got to shoot tomorrow too. Gotta get home early. Are you just gonna borrow your sister's uniform? I feel like getting the uniform from Takatsuki is a much more sensible idea. I think you are much less likely to cause family strife that way. I think your sister would absolutely go ballistic if you borrowed her uniform. Do you have a favorite kind of music? I just listen to whatever my sister puts on. You play games? No.
やっぱ女の格好するこ
So
と
what, you just dress up like a girl?
なんかそういう
I remember reading that in your diary a long time ago.
かっこよくなった高槻
You've
さん
really grown up, Takatsuki.
僕も
I want to be like you. Then just do it. This is, I think, the thing about this show that made, like, thinking back, I can see how this is the kind of show that would have made me go, fuck it, I gotta come out as trans and I gotta do it today. Because I'm watching this being frustrated going, Nitari, you know what's gonna make you happy. It's so in your grasp. You're watching other people attain that happiness you've imagined, and it's working out for them the way you hoped it would for you. Why aren't you going for it? And having this little frustration of all you have to do is reach out and grab it and it can happen for you. And I can see how I could watch that and get annoyed at Nitari and then go, ah, fuck. I'm not doing it though, am I? I'm sat here looking at Nitari going, all you have to do is just do it. Just do it. It's never gonna get easier. The only thing that's gonna make it, that's gonna progress is you rip the band-aid off and you just present femme and you see how it goes. You jump in the deep end and sink or swim. And being able to so clearly see it in an outside character that you are denying yourself happiness for no good reason. Sooner or later, you're going to hit that tipping point and you're going to go for it. You might as well do it now, and then whether it goes well or it goes bad, you at least know and you've made progress and you can work out how to account for it. I can see how watching this played into, it's not just it's okay for me to admit that I'm trans, it's I've got to start taking steps. Because I want to be Takatsuki here, I don't want to be Nitari. I want to be the person who has finally taken that plunge. I don't want to be the person watching other people take the plunge and it go really well for them, and me still going, I just want to be like them. Takatsuki, at least as far as the anime is presenting it, and I know that, like, I have heard things about how the manga follows this up that are maybe not great, and we'll get to those at some point, but taking the anime as its own context, Takatsuki does present much more strongly why you should just take the plunge and come out. And Nitari is the what happens if you keep denying yourself these opportunities. Yeah, do it. Like, you're imagining yourself doing it. Like, this is never going to happen unless you do it.
高槻さんみたいに
I don't see here alone that often. Oh, are you going to ask to borrow Chiba's uniform? Because Chiba presumably has a girl's uniform that isn't in regular use.
じいちゃんいつもお店手伝ってるの
Yeah, do you spend all your time at work? Pretty much. We wouldn't do much business without,
変なことを聞きに来て
Sorry to ask you weird questions. I really think it'd look good on you. You'll probably get picked on. Yeah, you're gonna borrow Chiba's. Okay. I'm guessing maybe part of the reasoning for not borrowing Takatsuki's is Takatsuki's only been wearing the boy's uniform for a couple of days. If he panics, backs down, might still need the girl's uniform. But Chiba very consistently and confidently has been wearing the boy's uniform and going like, nah, fuck it, no one's gonna stop me. This is a person who maybe is more clearly not gonna need the girl's uniform.
じいちゃんもそう思う
I'm not really sure, but this kind of thing's really tougher for guys, isn't it? Oh, yeah, you're gonna get picked on. This is what I said. it is all based on the fact that like there is gender is nonsense, but because we live in a patriarchal society where masculinity is perceived as dominant and positive and powerful, and femininity is perceived, stereotypically as lesser or subservient, or in many ways like lower position than masculinity. And I'm not saying it should be this way, but it is the way of living in a patriarchal society. It just is this way. Um, for women to, or people assigned female at birth to present masculine, is seen as like a step up, a step towards the desired position. It is seen as a power move. You see a lot of women in powerful positions wearing suits and trousers rather than skirts and dresses. It is seen as aspiration to power, whereas people perceived as or assigned male at birth who present more femininely are seen as stepping down from their station in the pecking order. It is seen as a downgrade, as a willing throwing away of power. It is seen as taking a step away from what is desirable societally, and that inherently gets pointed at as a target for bullying more frequently, because it is, of course women would want to present like men. That's stepping up in society. Why would a man want to present femininely? That's a downgrade. That's a thing to be mocked. You deliberately downgraded your social position. And I'm not saying it should be this way, but that is a lot of the dynamic at play, and it does mean that trans women are going to be seen as taking a step down in the social order in a way that is less common for masculine presenting women to a degree. And I there's obviously exceptions. Like when we're talking a woman wearing, a button-up shirt and trousers will be seen as stepping up socially, but a woman that then, I don't know, shaves her hair really short, you see this a lot in lesbian culture, will start to step into the territory where society will go, that's a step too far, you're stepping outside of your boundaries, discrimination occurs. There is a degree of acceptability for stepping up into masculinity, and a much smaller range before, heading toward femininity is seen as a problem. I'm not saying that either direction is free of discrimination. I'm saying the threshold for when bullying, harassment, discrimination starts, I think, is a lot quicker when heading toward femininity than there's a lot more leeway to aspire toward masculinity before that kicks in, I think. Or at least that has been my experience. I'm open to hearing from people who disagree. That is how it seems from the outside. Why can't I wear a skirt? Because people will treat you like a pervert. Well, yeah, this is the other side of it. It's you will either be seen as lesser, or you will be perceived as like a man, quote unquote, a quote unquote man wearing a skirt will be seen as doing something inherently sexual. A woman wearing trousers won't be seen as inherently sexual. A man wearing a dress will be seen as a cross-dresser. A woman wearing trousers is just wearing a gender-neutral item of clothing. At most might be perceived as a tomboy. There is a much lower threshold before accusations of sexual deviancy in gendered clothing. I mean, you can do it if you want to, but a lot of people will think you're weird. You don't want that, do you? Chiba. I want to say fuck you, Chiba. You have been Takasuki's like biggest supporter for like, yeah, wear the boys' uniform. Hell yeah. I'm just gonna big you up and make you like not stress and stop and think about the consequences. I'm just gonna encourage you to do it and then tell you you're awesome when you do it. You really are not being so supportive to Nitori as our like flip point here. Chi. I'm surprised you thought this hard about it. What, are you calling me dumb?
思ってたな。
Oh.
そうじゃなくて。僕、変態だと。
Do you think I'm a pervert?
わかんない。
I don't
わ
know.
かんないけど。
But you are
ニトリの
cute.
顔
You don't think... Chi, you don't think you're a pervert. You don't think Takatsuki's a pervert. Don't think that Nitori's a pervert for doing the exact same thing you're both doing. Like, this is a case of, like, there is a degree of privilege going on here. There is a degree of, oh, it's fine when we do it, but when you do it, you're a pervert. Or there's a possibility you're a pervert. You'll at least be perceived as a pervert. I don't know if this makes you a pervert. This might make you a pervert. There is... It's that whole dichotomy at play. It is so ingrained societally that even Chi, someone who is a real staunch advocate for fuck it, you should be able to wear whatever uniform you want. I should be allowed to wear the boys' uniform. Anyone assigned female should be able to wear the boys' uniform. Even you've kind of got the brainworms of, yeah, but if Nitori wears the girls' uniform, that might be a sign of being a pervert, maybe? Like, it's so ingrained in even the people who you would most think would be your staunchest defenders.
ああいうのは事実だね。
You are cute.
ありがとう。
And this is the other thing. Do you think I'm a pervert? I don't know, but you are cute. This is the other thing that really fucking sucks for trans women. Your ability to be perceived as traditionally feminine, cute, to pass invisibly as female, really heavily impacts your ability to avoid being perceived as a sexual pervert. Like, being an unattractive trans woman, you are more likely to be accused of being a pervert, of being some kind of sex criminal, than if you are lucky enough to transition young, go on hormone blockers, hormones respond well to you, you can afford things like facial feminization surgery, you are lucky genetically, you can be perceived as cute, you are less likely to be accused of being a pervert. And that is an unfortunate reality that we're seeing play out here. I don't know if you're a pervert, but you are cute. The subtext there feels like it's, but you are cute, so you're probably going to avoid the worst of being assumed to be a pervert.
否定しないもんな。
You're cute, there's no denying it.
ニトリンが悪目立ちするのは
If you don't want to attract the wrong kind of attention, I don't think you should do it at school.
決めるのは
But it's
私
not up to me. Chi... At the start of that scene, I really thought you were going to be Nitori's biggest advocate here. But again, this is what we've been talking about this entire episode. There is inherently additional difficulty in coming out as a trans woman, even if it's just perceived additional barriers and increased hurdles mentally to overcome. Because, like, Nitori, like, I was saying this right at the start of this episode, Nitori, you know that it's going to be different for you than it was for Takatsuki, and Takatsuki's going to have an easier time of it. But as I keep saying, the only way you're gonna, like, you know what you want to do, and you know the reasons to be afraid of doing it. And if you don't do it, all you're gonna do is spend your entire life wondering, what if I had? Would I have been happier? Not knowing. At least if you do it and it goes badly, you can backtrack and you can decide it's not worth it for you, and you know. But you're gonna wonder forever unless you try. And you have to put logic aside for a second and just go, fuck it, we're trying. Because the universe will give you a million reasons to say no. And just one reason to say yes, which is, I know in my heart it's what I want. You need to read. I mean, if you don't mind, I promise I'll give it back right away. I'm fine with it, but why do you want a girl's uniform all of a sudden? Okay. So, this episode and next episode, this episode was Takatsuki, Next episode's Nitori, so we're gonna get at least 3 episodes with Nitori, I'm guessing. Okay, so you didn't borrow Chi's uniform because Chi was being a dick, but you're gonna borrow Takatsuki's. And honestly, I think this is the right way to do it. Because this makes it harder for either of you to go back. You don't have that same fallback right now. You have to just commit and go for it.
なんでまた女子の制服なんて急に明日
I want to wear it tomorrow.
着てくって
Wear it to school?
同意か同意だね
This is Doi's idea, I know it. That son of a... You are not going to go along with it. Takatsuki, why are you angry? Why are you not supportive? You've just done this yourself and been like, this went great. I'm so happy with how it turned out. I'm so actively annoyed at the masculine presenting characters in this show. I am so annoyed at both Chi and Takatsuki for having internalized this. It's okay if I wear the boy's uniform, but for you to wear the girl's uniform, you must have been, like, talked into it. You must be being manipulated. You're gonna be perceived as a pervert. Like, you shouldn't do it. But, like, Takatsuki's the one I'm actively angry at. You are Nichiri's only, like, consistent true support in this. I am so pissed off at you. Takatsuki. God. Just a bit of outside context. I've been watching these as I've been editing and putting them up. So, like, I haven't reacted to all of these, like, in a one-day session. I've been watching one, editing it, putting it up, 2 weeks later coming back and watching the next. I am getting to the point where I'm like, I might just record the next... Even if I don't put it up for another 2 weeks, I might just watch the next the next episode and react to it right after this one, because, God, I need to... It's hit the point where I'm like, oh, I'm deeply invested. I do need to know right now where we're going, because I do not remember any of this. Oh God, I'm annoyed at Takatsuki. Let's keep going. I don't know what he said to you, but
同意は
Doi had,
関係なくは
well,
ない
he had something to do with it.
きっかけは
He suggested it, but
だけど関係ないよ
it's really not about all that.
だって何言われるか
You don't know what they'll say. No, Nitori knows exactly what they'll say. She's been this entire season as her being going, I want to be a girl, but I am terrified of what people will think. Takatsuki, trust me. No one has thought longer and harder about what people are gonna say than a closeted trans girl. This is the human being who will have thought about this the most. Is closeted trans girl who wants to come out will have thought of every possible negative consequence. It's the only reason she hasn't come out yet, is because the world is going to hate me for it, and I need to know if I have the strength in myself or the support structure around me to survive that. You came to school in a boy's uniform. They didn't say anything to you. Takatsuki, you need to be supportive. I was so worried Takatsuki was going to shout back, like, it's different. Like, oh, it's different. I'm not going to be seen as a perv or something. Like, oh no. She's really mad now. Maho probably isn't going to take the day off. I was going to wear hers if she did, but finds out I did, she'll get mad again. Yeah, no, you can't wear your sister's. Neither Chi nor Takatsuki lend you a uniform. I was certain one of the two would. I am genuinely actively upset that neither of those characters would support you wearing the girl's uniform. Like, even if not for, like, trans reasons. Just on principle, if you want uniform-wearing equalities, you can wear the uniform you'd rather wear. That's gotta go both fucking ways.
随分着て
I
ない
haven't worn this at all. I really assumed when we were seeing Takatsuki and Nitori was asking, "Can I borrow the girl's uniform?" I assumed next episode was a guarantee for Nitori going to school wearing the girl's uniform, but don't tell me you're going to drag it out further and we're still not there. Nitori, I'm so upset. I'm so genuinely frustrated. Nitori finally found the courage to go, hey, person who was presented in gender unexpected uniform at school, I would like to do the same. Can you please help and support me in doing that? And been actively rejected twice, and that fucking sucks. Also, we are coming up on an hour of reacting to this 120-minute episode. I feel like these last 4 are going to be long ones.
お疲れちゃーんおかえり
Welcome back.
なんだよ別にこれアンナちゃん
Yeah, this is from Anna.
かわいいなって思って
I think it'll look cute on
お
him.
揃いだってよ
There, now you idiots can match.
僕も
I want to be like Takatsuki. Is your last resort ask Anna? And say, Anna, do you have, like, a second uniform? Do you have a spare uniform that I can wear? Anna's really your only remaining support who might be able to help and who might... I'm so annoyed at you, Takatsuki, for not helping. Genuinely, Takatsuki, I feel really let down.
楽になりたい
Comfortable with myself.
お母さんびっくり
Mum is going to be so surprised. Dad,
お姉ちゃんみたい
you might get angry like Maho.
なんだよジロジロ
What the hell are you staring at?
言葉悪いよ
What's your
しょう
language?
がないよ性格歪んでっから
Oh, are you still gonna do it? Are you wearing your sister's, or did Takatsuki begrudgingly lend you the uniform?
こと言うだって本当だからしょうがない僕は自分で言う
If
の
I do say so myself,
ここ一番で肝
this
が
is my
据わ
test
ってる
of
と思う
courage.
って言ったのはまこちゃんだっけ
Really, Marco said it.
まあいいや
Oh well.
ドキドキするけ
My
ど
heart is pounding, but I've made up my mind.
決めた
I'm sure now.
おはようございます
はいおはよ
Oh, I'm so glad we're not being made to wait until the next episode. I need to know who gave you the uniform.
おはようございます
うおはよう転校生
A transfer student? Oh. This is the... Oh, you're not wearing the school uniform. You're just going in girl clothes. Honestly, Nitori, I'm so fucking proud of you as a character. To have been rejected twice yesterday by the 2 people you asked to borrow uniforms from, and to know that you couldn't borrow your sister's, and to feel like every avenue had been shut off, it would have been so understandable if you'd gone, I wanted to, I tried to, but all my options got shut off, so I don't have an option. I just have to go in the boys' uniform. Would have been so easy. It would have been so easy to use rejection by the 2 people you trusted to back you up and getting, like, angrily rejected by both of them as an excuse not to do this. But you didn't. You said, fuck it. I'm gonna find a way and I'm gonna do it and I'm going to tackle that hurdle. Because if I don't, I built myself up to do it tomorrow, and even if they won't help me, I have to do it tomorrow, otherwise I'll never do it. If I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it. Because these two are never going to support me. I can't rely on them down the line supporting me. I mean, like, I can't rely on myself building up the courage to ask them again. And I've put all this stress into tomorrow's going to be the day. Fuck it, I have to just do it. There's a million reasons to say no. There's a dozen roadblocks in front of you saying, don't do it. Now's not the right time. You're not going to be supported. You're not going to be accepted. The people you think you can trust aren't going to support you. So many reasons to say no. But the reason to say yes is if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it. See, as I said, I don't remember many at all of the specifics of this show, but I remember the lessons I came away from it with. And the big things I remember about watching this show back in the day were seeing trans people treated as normal, regular people with internal lives just like mine, who weren't a laughing stock or perverted, were just, weren't villainous, were just people trying to live their lives, experiencing the thoughts I'd never shared out loud to anyone. But the other thing I came away from it with was, if I don't, there's never going to be a better time. There's never going to be the right time. There's always going to be reasons not to. I need to just start doing it. I need to just come out and see if it's good for me. And I'm seeing now how this show really instilled that in me, that idea of there's not going to be a perfect time. I just have to do it in whatever imperfect way. It's more important that I get started than that I wait for a time when things are perfect and I can guarantee everyone will support me, because I can't guarantee that. All I can do is do it anyway. Do it. Confidently walk in. Walk in confidently.
よく似てる。
ニトリです。
男子。
But you're a boy.
ニトリ。
Oh. Cool girlfriend. And I do wonder how much of that confidence to still do it was the girlfriend sending the hairpin. It's, even if she isn't supporting you, even if Takasuki isn't supporting you, you have a cool girlfriend who's like, I see you, I see the cute you that you are, and noticing things out in the world and going, oh, that'd suit you well. There's someone out there who supports you, and that's enough for you to go with it. A lot of this series so far, a lot of this reaction series has been me being confused by certain character dynamics and doing a lot of, come on, I believe in you, come out. This is the first episode that has really solidified in my head, like, a lot of what I remember fondly about this show. Because, like, during these earlier episodes, there's a lot of stuff around just being treated as the gender you are, and having a support network, and not being seen as villainous, and having friends, and being like, it could be okay. Here's nice, sweet slice of life in which person is out and is supported by the people around them. But this episode is the one that really is hitting home, like, it's going to be hard. There are going to be people who you thought would support you who simply won't. And that's going to suck. But there's nothing you can do about that, so you might as well just do it. Come out. Get going. Because if they're not going to support you, waiting around isn't going to make them support you. The best thing you can do is just come out and make them eat their words. Make them wish they had supported you. when they had the chance, but show them whether you support me or not, whether I can rely on you or not, I'm going to do this. I really hope that bully character, Doi, does support Nitori. I really hope so. So yeah, I'm going to leave this one here. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching another episode of me reacting to Haruro Masuka Wandering Sun. I'll be back in 2 weeks with another of these reactions. I don't know if I'm going to wait 2 weeks to watch the next one. I might preemptively record the next reaction just because I can't bear to wait around for this. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. I'll be back soon. Goodbye. Hey, Laura, I'm back. Turns out I almost missed a post-credit scene on this episode, so I'm just very quickly jumping in and recording it. What a shock. Everyone was surprised, even me. I'm a little jealous of how good it looked on him. Seriously? Really? He showed up in a girl's uniform. Man, I wanted to see that. They brought him to the nurse's office. And his mum came and took him home. Yeah. I don't want to say too much. This is the double standard we were talking about. You can have one of the girls come in the boy's uniform, and that's, you know, begrudgingly accepted. We're not happy about it, but fine, whatever. We'll consider it a stunt pulled, but it's fine. Boy comes in a girl's uniform, quote unquote. And I guess it's not uniform. Nitori hasn't come in uniform. I guess that might be the justification, but yeah, the double standard is clear. And I imagine next episode is going to be us looking at the fallout. All I can say is, Takasuki and Chi, I hope you step the fuck up next episode and come in guns blazing going, it was okay for us, why is it not okay for Nitori? You are doing a double standard. You were not there to support Nitori. You need to realize your fuck up and be there now to support Nitori. You not supporting Nitori isn't gonna stop her coming in, but she's gonna need you fighting this corner for her. Okay, anyway, thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.